Hello and good morning. I hope everyone's keeping well. Just got a couple of small jobs I want to do to the LT today, possibly tomorrow, depending what time I have. One of the jobs I need to look at is the side door. It's the bottom runner's got a lot of play in it. It's clattering around. To be fair, it's been like that for years. I just never bothered doing anything about it. But I thought I really ought to actually pay that a bit of attention, see if I can improve it. It shuts and opens okay, but you have to do it in a particular way. So go have a look at that runner and see if I can improve that. The other little job I'd like to do is I'd like to see if I can fit this armrest onto this seat. I've been able to do something similar once before, the SK. It made a huge difference to the comfort of it driving long distances. So I'd like to see if I can have a similar outcome with fitting this onto the LT. It's something I acquired several years ago out of a vehicle that was going for export. So yeah, so a couple of little jobs, and we'll see how we get on. So back here somewhere should be some form of spine, I think. What would be really cool is if I could feel a lug for it to go into, but I don't think it would be that lucky. I think it would be a bit like the SK, right, to physically drill through it and put my own one in. But it feels like probably about there is where there's a good bit of metal. So I just slid the seat right forward. Back here, I don't know if you can see it, back here you've got 4 of these little T20 screws on this rear metal plate. I'm hoping if I take those 4 off, I can pop this plate out and then undo the bottom of the seat cover so I can get better access to see where I want to go with this armrest. Right, so the plate's out, which is giving me good access, and I've been able to get the back unclipped. So now I can lift this up a bit. I don't want to go too far, just so I can see where I want to drill. Obviously with the other side, but yeah, so that's the frame. That's probably the whole lock of fill. So yeah, right, I'll go to the other side and work out exactly where I'm going to drill now. So I might have just had a bit of a touch here, because I just lifted the cover up. I've lifted it up quite a way just out of curiosity. I've got these 2 holes here which correspond with a couple of holes here, so I don't know if that might have been an option, and it doesn't quite, but it almost lines up my arm. So what I might do is try to adapt and try to get that to fit through there, save me drilling a completely random set of holes. So yeah, we'll try that. As I say, the holes there, unfortunately they're not tapped, but that's okay. Even if they're not tapped, I can get behind them. So even if they're not tapped, I can still nut and bolt it should I need to. Right, so after a little bit of messing around with a drill bit and a couple of sacrificial bolts, I've managed to get a thread cut into both the holes. Like I said, I don't think they're both going to line up, but it's, quite happy with the start. We'll see how we get on. Right, so we're part way there. Top bolt's in. Bottom is a little bit too short for where the threaded bar is, so I'm just going to drill another hole just above it. I'm going to do exactly the same as I did a minute ago, so go up to 7.5mm, and hopefully an 8mm threaded bolt will just tap itself on the way in. Right, so we're about there now. The top bolt took really well to my bodged up thread. Unfortunately the thread on the bottom wasn't quite man enough, but luckily I was able to get my hand up the inside, so there is a nut behind that. I need to clean this up a bit. It's a little bit wrinkled, but I'm hoping once I've pushed the seat back as it belongs and put the panels back on and clipped the base back in. That'll hopefully settle after a period of time, but yeah, hopefully that'll make life a bit more comfortable on long runs. Right, so the back plate is back in. This material is all clipped back in. What I need to do now is get Hoover out and hoover up where I've made a bit of a mess here, where it's obviously the foam is a bit old now and it's just starting to fall apart a bit if you mess around with it too much. That's fine, back's not going to go. Yeah, it feels good actually. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah. I dare. What's that too far back? I might be set a bit far back. I might have to adjust this a little later, but better. Yeah. No, I like that. That'll make life much more comfortable on motorway runs. Side door next. And this is the other job I've got to do. This runner is cleft around the breeze, and as a result that broke several years ago, so I tried to figure out exactly how we're going to do this. I'm guessing this has got to be lifted out. So I've got to pop that out. I've got 2 tons of rubbish under there. And then, yeah, go from there. Torque screw, naturally. That's one. A few others as well, which I hadn't noticed. I hadn't noticed the first time. So I've got in here. Yeah. Very well camouflaged. And then I would suggest there might be one more. Is there one more up here? Ah, there you go. Barely see these where they're so well camouflaged in. Right. So it looks like the track lifts off as a single piece with this runner. I'm just trying to get this off because I think the nut that is meant to be encapsulated has come away from the inside, as they do. Right. I'll slide that out of the way. Yeah, I think that comes away with this. too sure what else is holding it on. So yes, I think that encapsulated. I think that is part and parcel of this on top. Not too sure what's that really keeping it down now. Under it. Oh, there's another bolt. Right. I'm being an idiot, there's another bolt there. I didn't notice. Always helps if you take all the bolts out. You can tell I read the instructions carefully before I started doing this job, can't you? Almost invisible, these caps, at least they are to me. Right. Hopefully it comes out after this. It's longer than the others. Others, so they're the two for the door. They're the ones out of along here, and then that's oh, there you go. There's a lot of stuff under there. I'm going to spend a bit of time sweeping that all out. Christ, there's a lot of stuff under there. Look at this. No wonder the door wouldn't open fully. Let's lift it right out now. Right. So, 20 years of, actually no, more than 20 years, but yeah, basically 20 years of crap. And the runner actually runs on the inside of the underside of this, which I wasn't expecting. Oh, I've seen better days out though. Oh, look at that, it's even got screws and nails embedded in the end. Oh, blimey. Right, okay. That's the rattling around. I have got a brand new one. So we'll clean it all up. Get it as clean as I can. I might paint it with grease. I like putting grease and everything, and then reassemble. You know when it's bad, you've got to get the scraper out. I'll tell you what though, no rust under it, which I'm pleasantly surprised about. What is that? What is that? So we'll spray some, this is actually sticky oil for motorbike air filters, but chances are I'm never going to use it before, I'll probably never use it because I hardly ever run on that bike, so sod it, we'll use it for here instead. Don't know if I regret doing this because probably gonna make all the dust even stickier, but at least it will help keep the rust away. And let's face it, once that cover's back on, you won't never see it anyway. Of course, that encapsulated nut is run inside, so I might be only getting one bolt onto it at the moment. Right, so we're about ready to put this back in now. I don't know if this is meant to be dry or not, but I've opted to smother it in 2 tons of grease, including the wheel. I don't know if it's meant to be a greaseless component or not, but being plastic, but sod it. I'll go for greasing it up, see how we get on, and then if it becomes a problem, I'll deal with it another day. At least I know how to actually get it apart now. Right, hopefully this drops back in. Right, that in. Ooh. And then. Right. Promising start. Start getting the screws back in, and then let's see how we get on to there. As future reference, there's 6 screws that hold this on. Probably should have looked, I should have done a bit of research before I bothered doing this job, but it takes the fun out of it. I tell you, these are, when you've got some dirt over it, you can't even see these. There should be one more. Should be. There it is. There it is. Right, so now the other job I've got to do is replace that. That broke, I think, because that wasn't working properly. Right. I'm hoping that is correct. I've just had an idea as to what to do. Now, this missing bolt down here, and I've just realised that actually, considering the door itself is a complete state anyway, I'll just put a coach bolt through the entire thing. That should be long enough. I'm sure it won't be to everyone's approval, but it will do for me for the minute. Grab a drill and then we'll do that. do. It's I say it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it saves me trying to cut in here and mess around, and it seems surprisingly solid. So yeah, brilliant. That'll do. Right. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it interesting. Hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.